With this day, 15 December 2020, Sahay Mitra's best project, planting trees, completed 1 year. Those plants have become trees now. Along with those trees, we also grew as persons. We grew more responsible, more mature, and more kind. It's been a bad year for humans, but it's an amazing year for nature. Nature thrived again. Water became clearer, air became purer, and the earth became cleaner. That's the damage human beings caused into nature all these years. So on the anniversary, let's make a pledge that we will reduce pollution, take public transport, and plant more plants whenever possible. Thank you. With this day, 15 December 2020, Sahay Mitra's best project, planting trees, completed 1 year. Those plants have become trees now. Along with those trees, we also grew as persons. We grew more responsible, more mature, and more kind. It's been a bad year for humans, but it's an amazing year for nature. Nature thrived again. Water became clearer, air became purer, and the earth became cleaner. That's the damage human beings caused into nature all these years. So on the anniversary, let's make a pledge that we will reduce pollution, take public transport, and plant more plants whenever possible. Thank you. With this day, 15 December 2020, Sahay Mitra's best project, planting trees, completed 1 year. Those plants have become trees now. Along with those trees, we also grew as persons. We grew more responsible, more mature, and more kind. It's been a bad year for humans, but it's an amazing year for nature. Nature thrived again. Water became clearer, air became purer, and the earth became cleaner. That's the damage human beings caused into nature all these years. So on the anniversary, let's make a pledge that we will reduce pollution, take public transport, and plant more plants whenever possible. Thank you.
On 6th day of orientation program on human relations and trust by Dr.Uma Maheswara rao Saleem. It is our privilege to have an esteemed resource person for today's session. A versatile human and mankind, and possessing a legendary experience of delivering number of lectures and interactive sessions with the students community. Let's welcome warmly today's resource person, Dr. Uma Maheswara rao Saleem. Before going to commence the session, I would like to give a brief profile of today's resource person. Uma Maheswara rao sir is working as assistant professor in the Department of Metallurgical and Material Engineering, National Institute of Technology, Warangal. His areas of interest are non-equilibrium processing of materials, multi-scale, multi-component characterization, and magnetic materials. He has received his M.Tech from IIT BHU, popularly called as Banaras Hindu University, Varanasi, and PhD from the Department Material Science and Engineering at the University of Central Florida, Orlando, Florida, USA. After working briefly in a semiconductor company in the US, he moved to the National Institute for Materials Science, NIMS, Tsukuba, Japan, for his postdoctoral fellowship. He spent 3 years at NIMS working on rare earth permanent magnets before joining NIT Warangal. During his academic excellence, he taught number of subjects and papers at UG and PG level, that is materials section, selection and design, nanoscience and nanotechnology, electronic and magnetic materials, materials engineering, phase transformation in materials, nanoscience and technology, thermodynamics of materials. He also has the credentials of publications. Till now, he has published 8 international SCA journals, all his articles, and also supervised 1 PhD student, and 1 is ongoing and he has also the experience of 16 international conferences as participants at various levels, at national and international levels. He has granted one project on synthesis, characterization, and mechanical properties of nanocrystalline, and he also received a number of awards and honors. So let us see some of his awards and honors. At his postdoctoral fellowship by ESICMM, he also received University Award for Excellence by a graduate teaching assistant at USA, Open Research Institute Fellowship from Japan, AMPAC Graduate Research Fellowship from Florida, USA, J.N. Tata Endowment from Tata Trust India, First Prize for Oral Presentation in Composite Conference from IIT Kharagpur, Honorable Mention in the Free FLAVS National Conference Orlando, Florida from Florida, America. Till now, he was invited for 6 guest lectures by various institutions and delivered an effective lectures and had a successful student interactions with the student community from the various institutions. So it is our great privilege today. So we have an versatile, experienced resource person and an opportunity to have an interaction, and we can share his views so that we can fulfill our ideas and our dreams. So let's welcome today's resource person, Dr. Please, sir, you can continue your session, sir.
Yes.
Maheswara, sir.
Yes, Dr. Venkat Satish. It's a very kind and very elaborate introduction. It is my privilege, and actually I take this to receive this invitation. And I also thank Higher Administration of Srikakulam for taking this initiative to invite. And I will also thank Satish Kumar and Dilip Kumar who have been in touch with me. Without any further delay, let us move on to the topic of today, that is universal human values. And in that, I have my own part. Let me share my screen so that you can all see. Satish sir, actually the cameras are on for the students. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. So as your wish, sir.
I mean, to conserve bandwidth, it is okay. I mean, if they have been regularly doing it, it's okay to switch on the cameras. Otherwise, no problem to me. If they have a streaming problem, then they can switch off the cameras. If there is no problem with streaming, then we can continue like this. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Can you please tell me?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have seen several sessions, a few sessions before on human values, universal human values, and today's talk.
Maheswara, sir. Sir, sir, are you convenient with the chat box?
Yes, I am convenient, but when I am presenting in full screen mode, the chat box may not be visible, but otherwise
the students will respond in chat box.
Okay.
As your convenience.
Okay.
Otherwise, we ask them to unmute and have a conversation with you.
Okay. So meanwhile, in between, I will actually ask students if they have any concerns. They can raise their hands or chat. They can ask their questions in the chat box, or even they can unmute and ask. No issue. They can raise their hands, and then I can stop my presentation, and then I can answer the questions.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let us start. Universal human values. By now you would have got an idea, but also I want to present my view on the title, the topic, universal human values. What do we mean by universal human values? For example, one of those values is respect. So do you all want respect today? Dear students, you can say yes in the chat box, or you can unmute and say, do you want respect today? Yes.
Absolutely, sir.
Yes. And tomorrow?
We want
Yes.
continuous respect.
And we want a week after, a month after, a year after. Yes. So this is, with time being. And do you want respect in your native place? Yes.
Yes.
Typically, of course, yes. And then, for example, if you go to Kolkata or Chennai, Delhi, or Hyderabad, anywhere, do you want respect? Of course, yes. Right? So, everywhere.
Yes, sir.
Time bound, yesterday we need respect, today we need respect, tomorrow we need respect, and at every place we need respect. So, any human value, not only respect, for example, trust, for example, liking by others, any human value we need everywhere. So this is what is actually universal human values. Okay, these are called universal, everywhere, every time. Okay, that's why they are known as universal human values. Now, in this, you first let me claim or disclaim whatever you want to say. Whatever is said by me, take it as a proposal. It is my proposal. Okay. Some of the other faculty might have told you this, but it is a proposal, and verify it on your own. Okay. Don't take it as completely true or completely false, because this in universal human values, we claim some things, but all those things, your perspective may agree or may not agree. Okay, so for that reason, let us first take them as proposals, and then you can verify, and later justify. Okay, so let us take a brief recap, very brief recap on human value. Okay, so we have been doing a lot of effort, right? In the basic human aspiration, you might have seen this already. So we are doing a lot of effort, right? So what are we doing our effort on? Either we are thinking or we are doing something. For example, we are studying, we are practicing something, we are playing, hardly, I mean, with extreme effort. And then, like, for example, writing a research article, doing management degree, or doing research, or painting, whatever. So we have been doing something, and what do we want for? Either we want to become, for example, you are all studying, right? Most of you are in the bachelor's level first year. So you want to be engineer, right? And some others may want to become doctors, farmers, IAS officers, lawyers, and businessmen, okay, scientists, artists, like that. So what do we want to achieve by that? We want to achieve money, fame, name, okay, expertise, and some job satisfaction, okay, or we want a big house or something like that, or we want to gain knowledge and gain respect, and also some people want power, etc. All these things we expect to get these things, but ultimately all this is for, we are exploring for happiness and prosperity, right or wrong? You have seen this, right, before? All this is for, yes, all this we are doing for happiness. Is it not? All of you are agree, or anyone who disagrees that you are doing all this for happiness or not? Anyone disagrees? I want that, because this clarity is very, very essential. Anybody disagrees?
Nope.
Okay. Yes. Okay, that's good. So this clarity, once this clarity is there, this is the basic human aspiration. Any human, for any of his effort, what he has been trying to achieve is the happiness and prosperity. Okay. So with this clarity, let us move forward. So do we want to be happy? Of course, yes, right? And do you want to be prosperous? This also? I guess you have seen this slide. Is it right or wrong? Have you seen this slide?
Yes, sir. We've seen this slide before.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, then this is also a recap. We want to be happy, and do you want to be prosperous? Yes. Do we want to be continuing this, or we want to stay in this continued happiness and prosperity? Of course, yes. We always want to be happy. Okay, మనం ఎప్పుడు కూడా హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నాము. ఓకే, ప్రాస్పెరిటీతో ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నాము. Okay, now are we really happy? Okay, some people might say yes. Okay, some people might say no to this. Okay, and then are we prosperous? Okay, are we prosperous really? Some people say yes, but most of the people say no, we still not yet. Okay, we are not yet, right? Is there continuity of happiness and prosperity? This happiness that you have, is it continuing always? This most question. Okay, so this is his first one is somewhat minor question mark. Second one is somewhat major question mark, and third one is double question mark. Is there this continuity of happiness and prosperity? Probably not. So what we want to be happy and prosperous, and the state of being, that means currently what we are, okay, is that there is a big gap. So why is this gap? What is the reason for this gap? No, నేను హ్యాపీగా ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ప్రాస్పెరిటీ అంటే మనకి అన్ని నాకు కావాల్సిన అన్ని కోరుకుంటున్నా అన్ని దక్కాలి అనుకుంటున్నాను. కానీ స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ బీయింగ్ అంటే మనం ఇప్పుడు ఎలా ఉన్నాను, నేను ఎలా ఉన్నాను, హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నాను లేదో కరెక్ట్ గా తెలియదు. అలాగే ప్రాస్పెరిటీతో ఉన్నానా లేనా అంటే ఇంకా ప్రాస్పెరిటీ నాకు రాలేదు, ఇంకా నాకు ఏవో కావాలి. ఓకే, అది ఏంటిది అనేది పూర్తిగా తెలియదు. మనం కార్ అనుకుంటాం, బంగ్లా అనుకుంటాం, డబ్బు అనుకుంటాం. ఓకే, అది ఫుల్ గా తెలియదు. ఈజ్ దెర్ ఇస్ కంటిన్యూటీ ఆఫ్ హ్యాపీనెస్ అండ్ ప్రాస్పెరిటీ, మనకి కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఉన్నాయా లేదా అనేది. సో ఆల్ దిస్ త్రీ, వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ గ్యాప్? ఈ రెండింటికి మధ్యలో ఇంత గ్యాప్ ఎందుకు ఉంది? నేను ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నాను కానీ ఉండలేకపోతున్నాను. వాట్ ఈస్ దిస్ గ్యాప్? ఓకే, సో we have to explore this and fill this gap. Unless we fill this gap, we cannot be happy and prosperous. The basic human aspiration that we have been saying, okay, మనం అనుకున్న ఫస్ట్ ప్రాథమిక ఫండమెంటల్ బేసిక్ ఆస్పిరేషన్, మనకి ఏదైతే కావాలనుకున్నామో దానిలోకి మనం వెళ్ళలేకపోతున్నాం. ఓకే, దట్ ఈస్ అవర్ బేసిక్ గోల్. కానీ ఎందుకు వెళ్ళలేకపోతున్నాం? వెళ్ళాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి? హౌ టు బి హ్యాపీ అండ్ ప్రాస్పరస్ ఫర్ continued happiness and prosperous. That's what we will see. Okay, so మనకి మన ఎఫర్ట్ దేనిలో పెడుతున్నాం మనం ఇప్పటి వరకు కూడా? our effort is to study, doing research, writing articles, or studying very very long time to achieve money, fame, etc. Right? So is the money and fame everything? That's all? That means physical facilities. Okay, physical facilities కావాలి. ఓకే, దానికోసం మనం వెంట పడుతున్నాం, అవునా కాదా? ఓకే, you have seen this before, so I'm not spending too much time. సో ఫిజికల్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ మనకు కావాలి. చాలా వరకు మనకి ఫిజికల్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ కోసం మన ఎఫర్ట్ అంతా పెడుతున్నాం. ఓకే, ఒక పెద్ద కారు కొనుక్కోవాలి, పెద్ద ఇల్లు కట్టుకోవాలి, మంచిగా మనకి ఏంటంటే బంధువులందరూ మన చూసి చాలా ప్రౌడ్ గా ఫీల్ అవ్వాలి. ఇట్లాంటి అన్ని కూడా మనకు మైండ్ లో ఉంటాయి, అవునా కదా? సో నౌ లెట్ us మూవ్ ఫార్వర్డ్. సో కానీ ఇప్పుడు మనం ఆ ఎఫర్ట్ అంతా పెడుతున్నాం, కానీ మనం బేసిక్ గా అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఏంటి? Is this money and house and car, are these everything, or are we missing something else? Okay, what are we missing? Can you answer me? How many of you answer what are we missing? Then I will tell you about further. Can somebody say what are we missing by unmuting?
Relationships.
Relationships are good relationships.
Okay. And what is the importance of those relationships?
If we have a good relationship, then we will be automatically happy,
Why and how?
because physical facilities cannot make us happy all the time, but
Okay.
only relationship can make us happy all the time. That's what I think, sir.
Relationship can make us happy all the time.
Yes, sir.
And let
That's
us say we have, we have good relatives, right? We have parents, we have siblings, we have friends. So then we should be always happy. Why are we not happy?
There is no understanding, so good understanding.
Okay. So there is that understanding aspect also has come. Okay. So understanding between the relatives, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how to understand them then?
how to understand.
First of all, understand ourselves, sir.
Okay. Understanding in
We
ourselves.
have
Okay. So
After we have to give priority of their
okay.
ideas.
Mahanti, along with Mahanti, can someone else answer?
So there are 9 aspects that we have to consider when we want to have a good understanding.
Okay.
Those are trust
Okay.
and some other aspects. We
Okay.
first have to
Okay.
trust them.
Okay, all right. So today we are going to see all those important factors that are necessary for our human relationships, strengthening human relationships. If someone has problems with relationships, such as we are unable to keep our friends closely, we are unable to talk to many people, or we are unable to maintain our good relationships with our own nearby relatives, or even with parents, for example. Sometimes we clash with our parents at your age, teenage. We tend to get into clashes with our own parents. So what is the reason for this? We will see them actually today. That is the topic for today, that is relationships, right? How to maintain good relationships. Okay, let us deal with them. Okay, one by one. So some aspects you have seen. Okay, but have you seen this video on the longest scientific study that has been ever carried out? Longest scientific study on you might not have seen. Okay, then let me show you a scientific study that has been carried out on human relationship. I mean, a group of people, okay, to study this, what makes a person really happy, okay, in his life. So let me show you that video, and then along with that video I will explain, because the voice may not be audible to you from the video, and hence I will actually do the dubbing part. Okay, let me open that video. Okay, this is a TED talk by Harvard School of Adolescent Studies. Okay, so he's one of the directors of this study. Okay, major life goal. When you interview many people, they say to earn a lot of money, okay, so that they can be happy, right? But a science has been carried out, as I said, okay, and all this effort is to gain that money. You see that? So they have been watching, okay, entire life of several people, a group of people, okay. So they include, and actually children, they are basically children. Children means not of your age, and even from as young as 5-6 years old, they have studied about 40 people, and one of them has become actually president of the United States of America, and a lot of people have scaled up from from extreme bottom of the social ladder to the extreme top of the social ladder. That means మరీ పేదరికం నుంచి బాగా ఉన్నత స్థాయి, బాగా రిచ్ స్థాయికి వెళ్ళగలిగిన వాళ్ళు కొంతమంది ఉన్నారు. ఉన్నత స్థాయి అంటే రిచ్ ఒకటే కాదు, డబ్బులు ఒకటే కాదు, సోషల్ స్టేటస్ లో కూడా బాగా ఫేమ్ తెచ్చుకున్న వాళ్ళు, అట్లా వెళ్ళగలిగిన వాళ్ళు, వాళ్ళు కూడా దీంట్లో ఈ 40 మందిలో ఉన్నారు. అలాగే కొంతమంది రివర్స్ అయిన వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉన్నారు. ఫస్ట్ ఇనిషియల్లీ the child was very rich, and then he became like very poor later on. So there are different kinds of streams they could observe, but what was the common thing? They observed the happiness factor. What is that happiness factor? They have done scientific study, okay, by various means. Scientific study ante enti, I will show you. Okay, I am going to forward and show you. See, these are the children who they started with, okay, very young children. And one of the guys at the age 19, the same guy at the age of 47, and at different ages they have taken and what are the, let me show you. Okay, at the age of 87 you can see the same person. So the same person has been studied, okay, over the years. Every year they used to go and take this survey of that person, and he or she, their spouses, okay, అంటే వాళ్ళ భార్యాభర్తలు అయితే వాళ్ళ భర్తను కానీ భార్యని కానీ వాళ్ళని కూడా ఇంటర్వ్యూ చేశారు. హౌ హ్యాపీ యువర్ హస్బెండ్ ఈజ్, హౌ హ్యాపీ యువర్ వైఫ్ ఈజ్, లైక్ దట్. తర్వాత not only that, the children also, okay, how happy when he grew up to age of 47, he has children, right? So the children, his children, okay, were also interviewed. How happy your dad is, like that, okay. And also they did not only this survey but also brain mapping, right? Brain mapping. So let me show you the brain mapping pictures. Okay, see, you see this? These are the brain maps to find out what is their happiness quotient. Okay, వాళ్ళు ఎంత హ్యాపీగా ఉన్నారు అనేది ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేయడానికి ఈ బ్రెయిన్ మ్యాపింగ్స్ కూడా వాడారు. ఓకే, బికాస్ బ్రెయిన్ కెన్ రిలీజ్ సర్టెన్ కెమికల్స్ when it is in a positive mood. So they detected using these MRI scans, etc. They detected that positive chemical, and then they eventually came to a conclusion about these things. Okay, let us see what are the results of this study. And actually this study over 75 years, this has been conducted over 75 years. That means, you see, funding problems will come whenever you have a project. How long you can work on? For example, Department of Science and Technology project, you can work for only 3 years. Okay, after that, to get further funding, you need to apply again for a project from our Department of Science and Technology. So whether the funding is not guaranteed, but this program is funded for 75 years. Okay, and 75 years means it's a lifetime of a human, right? Almost like a lifetime. So he is not the only director, he is the 4th director of this entire study. You see, he is the 4th director because 3 directors already retired, and there is no more scope. So that is the kind of effort they have taken at Harvard School of Adult Studies. They videotaped also Okay, they have videotaped while they were talking, and they have done many things. So now I stressed enough, I guess. So the results are actually, you see, the results are the person who is happy at the age of 80 is the person with the best relations at the age of 50. The person who maintained very good relationships at the age of 50, he or she is the most happy person, okay, at the age of 80. That means, so relationships keep a person happy. This is a scientific observation. You can conclude. See that relationships keep us happy. And not only that, this number, even though this picture shows there are so many people around this one, or two people like him, but actually, not the number of people are important. The number is not important, but what is important? The quality of the relationships is important. Okay, what does the quality means? For example, you have Facebook, right? In Facebook, you might be having 1,000 friends, but do you have quality relationships with all of them? Do you joke with every one of the 1,000? Do you share your emotions, sadness, feelings, okay, which will give support to you when it is critically necessary? Can you do that with all 1,000? Probably not, right? What do? You share with a few very close people. So that few close people are more important than having thousands of namesake friends. Okay, so the human relationships are important, and not only that, the quality of those relationships also is important. So you need to have those few quality relations, either in the form of parents. Parents are always, of course, supportive. Siblings, of course, they are supportive, but outside them, friends, very good quality friends, at least one high quality friend is important for you to have, to keep you happy. Okay, so this is the summary of this entire study. Okay, so if you are alone, okay, even with a big bungalow, big car, and big everything, okay, that will not keep you happy. Okay, your health will deteriorate. Okay, so that's what, and then we can further see what could be else in this. So the brain functionality, etc., everything is related. And so what they recommend is find out those few close friends and try to be in a best relationship with them. Okay, don't spoil such a good relationship for other needs such as name, fame, money, or for any other unwarranted reasons. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, and especially with your parents and siblings, don't get into too serious, okay, arguments. Okay, of course, we always have a typical, commonly occurring frictions. That is okay, but not too much relationship damaging things, such as going out from home for very, very long time, or shouting at elders for reasons that are not clear to us, etc., etc. Okay, so let us close this video. So now, do you have any questions? Yes, Ramesh. Prasad, do you have any questions? Prasad.
Sir, actually, they have been conducted the study only on one person, but that may not be the same case in terms of other person, I think.
It is not one person, Prasad. It is over the group of all the people.
Oh, okay, sir. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
it is not one person. Yeah, I can, if it is one person, there is no need of Harvard study.
Yes, sir.
Lot of people, and a lot of people, and they are genuine samples. I mean, typically we do experiments in our materials science and engineering, and we do definitely do that on not one sample but at least 3 to 5 samples, so that we see the ability to reproduce the results. If you cannot produce the result, it is called an anomaly. Okay, that anomaly is not good. To find out whether it is anomalous result or a genuine result, we repeat that same thing, and once we are able to reproduce, then only we publish that paper. Okay.
Thank you,
So
sir.
also one of those research studies.
Okay, sir.
Prasad, good question. Okay, any others? Okay, so perhaps now you identified the importance of the relationships, right? So with this, let us move a little bit forward. So for a human to be happy, we of course need materials that has been already told to you. One of them is physical facilities are necessary to some extent, such as a minimum house, kind of vehicle, and some shoes, clothes, and etc. etc. Some minimum things are necessary. Those are called physical facilities, and without physical facilities we cannot be well in position. So we need them, but not only physical facilities, and we also need relationships. We just identified. Otherwise, who will share our happiness? You built a big bungalow, you bought a Mercedes-Benz car, but who will appreciate this? Okay, without 4 people appreciating, you do not feel, or you do not tend to feel happy, right? And second thing is, if you are sad, okay, and if you are alone, there is a person needed for you to soothe you. So this is the importance of relationship. Then only you will be happy, and you will stay happy in a continued manner. So that's why relationships are important. So we also not only that we need relationships, we also need to identify and fulfill those relationships. Okay, so we have seen that. Okay, now this is the conclusion for that part. Okay, the physical facilities are important. Okay, and then relationships. For the animals, basically these physical facilities are largely adequate, but for human beings, okay, physical facilities, sometimes we acquire a car, and then after 1 or 2 years, then we need again another big car or another luxurious car. After 2 years, we need one more big car, one more luxurious car. So this tends to seem like we are actually, for human beings, these physical facilities not adequate. Okay, so we try to accumulate. Then what do? We try to accumulate all these physical facilities, such as money. We try to accumulate and keep in our banks. Okay, bank is okay, but sometimes what do? We some people tend to do is save the money not in the banks, because they can be found out by the governments, so they keep under their beds. So that is called black money. Okay, which is not shown anywhere, and so the tax won't apply on that, and hence they save a valuable tax money, which is 33%. So if you show about 100 rupees that you have, if your income is more than about 14-15 lakhs, you have to pay 33% tax. That means you're losing every year 33%. So what they tend to do is they tend to hide that money, okay, to save the tax. However, that is not right. Okay, we tend to accumulate, because with that money, many people can survive. Okay, even if you keep in bank, many people can survive. So what you are doing by keeping that money, you are depriving others of that money. Okay, not only money. For example, if you bought excessively anything, such as a car or too many cars, the same car can be bought by another person, right? So you are depriving the resources, not only the car, but also resources spent for that car in manufacturing that car, and then you are depriving others of those things. So for a human, these things actually are not seem to educate, but we need to change. We need to change our attitude. Okay, when it is for animals, for example, when it is largely adequate, if they have one shelter that is adequate for them, why not it is for us? Okay, whether it is really judiciously justifiable thing or not, we have to, okay, acclaim only judiciously. We have to accumulate things only up to certain mark, not too much. Okay, so that's what I want to convey. And then, so not only these physical facilities and then relationships, for a human to be happy, there is something else. Because sometimes we have these all, so-called relatives with us. Okay, now you have a very nice bungalow, you have a big car, and you have all these necessary items such as clothes, many different clothes, etc., etc. And then you have a lot of good friends, who are chatting very nicely, and then you have parents, siblings, and everyone. But still, some people we often see that they are not happy. If you ask them closely, they are not completely happy. What is the problem? They always perhaps tend to fight with their siblings, with the parents, with their friends. They might be, sometimes, disagreements, arguments. What is this? Why is this? So that means there is something else that is missing. What is that thing? What is that thing? As one student identified, probably from one of the classes, what is that?
Understanding, sir.
Yes, yes. So
Understanding, right understanding.
did you think by yourself, or has it been okay? Has it been taught by you before in the previous class?
So I know that in myself, and their thought is in yesterday class also, sir.
Okay, yeah. See, most of these human values are known to us. We're not very new to us. However, they are actually they need a mirror for us to see. Because, for example, the respect thing, don't we know that we have to respect everyone? We know, right? Don't we know that we need to trust our parents, trust our siblings, and also trust our friends? Okay, and we have to provide trust to them as well. Okay, in reciprocation, right? But do we always show that? We know that we should not be getting angered on others, but do we tend to get angry on others sometimes, right? So even though all these human values are within us, but we tend to somehow miss them. Okay, so to first avoid these problems, we need to understand what they are. Okay, we need to identify that these values are within us. Okay, that is called right understanding. So what is missing, the third part that is missing, is right understanding. We need also right understanding. So the state of relationships with other human beings, what do you want? We do want to live in relationship. Every time we have a fight, we want to resolve it. For example, even with our own siblings, we say sorry and promise not to fight in future, but again, we tend to fight. Okay. So how to improve this? Okay. Is this happening at home, college, or in the society for you? Sometimes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Is there a problem with others that I am dealing with, or is the problem with me? What do we
Problem
say?
in both, sir.
Okay. So let us see. Problem in both. So who do we have control on? On others or on us? Who do we have control?
First,
Probably
control ourselves, sir.
We have control in our hand on ourself, right? Not others' self. So we have control. So first, let us start from there. For a good society, the initiative should begin from us. But let us see whether these feelings of human values are within us or within others, or is caused by others. First, let us see. Okay, let us see a small video. Okay, then you can understand.
Today I want to tell you a story about a monk who learned
A monk. Okay, this is the story of a monk. Okay, who learned a beautiful lesson. Okay, so he is an young monk. Okay, so let us. He wanted to meditate by himself. Okay, usually he meditates beneath a tree, but there is a lot of disturbance to him. Chatter, kind of, sometimes different types of animals maybe around and things like that. Their sounds and noises making him unpleasant. So he peacefully wanted to go on a river, okay, and meditate. So he got on a boat and went to into the middle of a lake where he dropped his anchor.
By himself. So he got on a boat and went to the middle of the lake, and there he dropped his anchor. And he began to meditate.
After a few hours, his meditation was completely first initially it was good. He was focused, but then all of a sudden, this other boat collided with his boat. Okay, his boat was collided. Okay, he became upset, and this happened repeatedly. Okay, and then with anger, he suddenly opened. Who is this other driver who is actually doing it? Okay, but then when he opened his eyes, he saw that there was no driver. Okay, he became angry on the other driver, but it's just an empty boat. Okay, he saw that there was no driver. Okay, and then he realized he had become this boat untethered, okay, and came into the lake. So at that moment, he got a wonderful realization. Okay, he got a wonderful realization that the anger was always inside of him. I'm underlining inside of him. The anger is not from anywhere. You see that? If he had a better control over himself, his soul, okay, then he could not have been disturbed, right? But then he realized, okay, with this incident, okay, it just needed a bump. So that anger needed just a bump, okay, to come outside from his source, okay, from his inner self. Okay. From then on, this monk, okay, whenever would come across a difficult situation that would provoke him, ఎప్పుడైనా ఏదైనా రెచ్చగొట్టే ఇన్సిడెంట్ తనకు వస్తే, okay, then so this valuable lesson for all of us to learn and apply into our life, right? So this is a lesson that you all have to know, that anger is not somewhere, okay, outside. Anger is within us. Okay, if there are people to provoke you, then you try to understand why they are doing so. Okay, we will go into that aspect also from the other's perspective. Then we can actually better deal with the situation. Okay, so first you identify that this value, not only this anger, also the feeling of love, feeling of trust, feeling of anything is within you. If it is existing in you, then only you can identify and fulfill. First you have to identify that it is within you. These human values are within you. Okay, so that you have to understand, not only within you, but in every human, these human values are present. We need to understand them, identify them, and then fulfill them when we are dealing in relationships. That's what makes good relationships Okay, so we will proceed to that. So I'm closing this video. So any thoughts? Did you understand this? Any questions till now? Okay. So do you any thoughts or comments do you want to share now? Mahesh?
Sir,
Yeah, any thoughts?
sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Sir, I want a small. I want to ask a small.
Yes.
So my doubt is, you told something like happiness has a limit. I mean, if you want a luxury car, you don't need to buy another luxury car, right?
Okay.
I think, I mean, in my view, happiness is a relative thing. I mean, relative thing.
Okay.
I mean, the way someone becomes happy differs from each person. I mean,
Yes.
I mean,
That's where
I want a
right
BMW and you want a
understanding
Maruti car. I mean, that differs.
Okay.
So if you think in that way, how can we limit happiness? I mean, how can we, I mean, put something like a boundary for the happiness?
Okay.
I mean, for example, Mukesh Ambani wants something more. I mean, he wants to buy another 2-3 companies, and that's what he called happiness. And in my view, happiness is something like getting good marks or something. So in that way, we can't limit happiness, right?
Okay, so that first of all, the definition of happiness, it should be clear. I didn't say that there is a limit to happiness. Okay, there is nothing like a limit. It is based on a right
Lack
understanding.
of
Okay, you have to understand. It is based on your abilities. Okay, your time limits. All these things determine your capacity, and that capacity can identify that that happiness that you need. That right understanding is important within your own self. Okay, so find out happiness in the way that you're working, and that gives you the overall output. For example, you bought a car. Okay, you want one more car, right? For example, that makes you happy. Okay, that there should be actually an understanding why you need that car, right? Understanding what is the judicious need for you to have that car. Okay, so you have to be in harmony. You have to be in harmony within yourself. Okay, okay,
Yes,
and you have to be in harmony with your family, with your society, and with your nature. 4 levels of.
yes, sir. So
Okay.
what if this particular harmony is not, I mean, is not valid or is not accepted by the society? I mean, I want a happiness,
Yes,
something like
that
I want to live
means
in.
you are perhaps accumulating this stuff. If you are not in harmony with all these 4 levels, it means you're accumulating this stuff and depriving others. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you have to be in harmony. Mukesh Ambani perhaps could be buying vehicles. He has perhaps a few vehicles, and he want to buy one more vehicle. However, one has to, not only one has to justify judiciously. Okay, just for show
Yes,
off, it is not a good idea because it is depriving others. But if there is a judicious need for that, he might want to invite several people for meetings. For example, several executives for meetings, which is providing employment, right? Different companies.
yes,
So he has his umbrella several companies, and several executives might be coming, and he might be giving a pleasant trip from airport to the company by a luxurious car. He is perhaps trying to keep the others happy. Okay, so that reason he might have bought, which keeps himself happy because he is with that act. He might be providing employment to different people because he is giving jobs, right? So which is keeping him happy?
Yes, sir.
Not that just because he has money he want to show off he is buying a car. Maybe for
Yes, sir.
other reason he is buying a car, right? So in that way we have to understand. So it is not that only for fame he's bringing that car. Maybe he has several good intentions. Okay, so
Yes,
when
sir.
we say intentions, we always have to also focus on intentions and competence. So has it been taught, the intention and competence, to you? Okay,
No,
no.
sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
yeah, let us also look into that. Okay.
Sir,
Yes, Mahesh.
sir, can I ask you something more?
Yes.
Sir, what if I mean there's a thing that makes me happier.
Which one?
I mean something, I mean a goal or a target or something that makes me happier, but the
Okay.
society doesn't accept it. But
Okay.
that particular goal never intended to have no intention to suffer someone. Okay, that's
Okay.
perfectly judicial,
Okay.
but it's uncommon according to the society. I mean, no one has ever did that.
Okay. So
I
why do
mean,
you
the society.
is unhappy for such an act?
I mean, I feel happy by doing such a thing,
But who
but
is not
society
happy?
doesn't.
But who is not happy?
Um, I mean, everyone. I mean, I feel happy, but
Right. You feel
sometimes
happy, but others
society
are
doesn't
not
accept it.
happy. Who said that to you?
If society doesn't accept it, my family
Yeah.
may not feel happy for that.
If so, okay. If society doesn't accept,
Accept that.
okay, why
Yeah.
doesn't society accept it?
I mean, there are certain things. I mean, there are a lot of things. I mean, which you can hear
Okay.
from many inspiring stories of great people. The society first never accepted them first.
Okay.
But that thing made them happier in their life.
Mm-hmm. So
Mm,
first
they
of
accept-
all, okay, the society is not accepting something that a good thing you are doing, but society is not accepting that. It is,
yeah.
we have to change thinking about the society.
Yes, sir.
Okay, our perspective on society we should ignore. Okay, in that
Yeah.
case, please right and judicious. Okay,
Yeah. You can
and
ignore the society's
ignore.
perspective, right?
Yes, you can ignore the society perspective.
Yeah,
Okay, and you,
easy.
slowly that convincing part will come. They will understand.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
your
You'll come
way,
to know.
but it should be in harmony with the other orders. Okay, so it should be, you should be in harmony first of all. Not only
Yes, sir.
harmony, but also it should lead to long-term
Yes,
harmony
sir.
in
Yes,
you.
sir.
Also in the nature, for example. Okay,
Yes, sir.
society, you're saying with people. Okay, with nature you should check with nature and with others such as family members, etc. So you
Yes, sir.
slowly convincing part will come.
Yeah.
సార్
Yes, Haimavati.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఇందాక వీడియో ప్లే చేశారు కదా సార్,
Yes.
అందులో కోపం అనేది ఉండకూడదు హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ కి అనేది చెప్పారు కదా సార్. కానీ
Okay.
కొన్ని విషయాలలో హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్స్ కోపం అనేది ప్రదర్శించాలి కదా. మనం ఏమన్నా పిల్లలు తప్పు చేసినప్పుడు అమ్మ మన మీద కోపపడుకుంటే
Right.
వాళ్ళు మళ్ళీ అదే పని చేస్తూ ఉంటారు కదా.
Okay, very good question, Haimavati. Okay, so there is a difference between anger and ascertainty. Okay, ascertain. ఓకే, కోపగించుకోవటంకి ఖచ్చితంగా చెప్పడానికి తేడా ఉంది. ఓకే, సో కోపము అంటే, యాంగర్ అంటే వితౌట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ది యాక్చువల్ రీజన్ ఫర్ ది కాజ్. ఓకే, వాట్ ఎవర్ దట్ హ్యాపెండ్, అది యాంగర్. Okay, whereas with an understanding, with the right understanding, you are ascertaining something, that is what is required. Okay, అది అది ఏంటంటే పెద్దవాళ్ళు చేస్తున్నప్పుడు అది కోపగించుకోవటం అనుకుంటాం కానీ మనం, బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ వాట్ దే ఆర్ డూయింగ్ ఈజ్ అసర్టైన్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఖచ్చితంగా గట్టిగా చెప్తున్నారు. వీ హ్యావ్ టు సే దిస్ విత్ స్ట్రాంగ్ వాయిస్, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ అసర్టైనింగ్ చేయటం. Whereas anger is not good. Anger means you have not understood the reason behind the actual incident. Okay, అర్థమైందా?
Yes sir.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
should అర్థం చేసుకొని మనం మాట్లాడితే we will not be angry. Actually, we will not get angry. Once we understand the problem, we will not get angry. We will see solution. Okay, we will try to solve the problem. Whereas in anger, we don't try to solve the problem. We get frustrated and we tend to show that frustration with extreme, furious face.
Yes.
Okay, that's the difference.
Sir, there is small question, sir.
Yes, Sonu.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు నవ్ డేస్ అందరూ కూడా రిలేషన్షిప్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలని అంటున్నాం కదా సార్. అంటే మంచి రిలేషన్షిప్ ని ఎలా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి అంటే, ఇప్పుడు అందరూ కూడా మనీని, అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనీ ఉంటే అందరూ రిలేటివ్స్ వస్తారు సార్. ఇఫ్ యు లాస్ ఎనీ ఎవ్రీథింగ్, అప్పుడు ఎవరు కూడా రిలేటివ్స్ మీ దగ్గర ఉండరు.
ఓకే,
అలాంటప్పుడు రిలేషన్షిప్స్ మన హ్యాపీనెస్ అని ఎలా చెప్పగలం మనం?
Okay, so till now I said some of it is actually that ఇప్పుడు వరకు చెప్పింది. బేసిక్ ఏంటంటే మన చుట్టూ మన దగ్గర డబ్బు ఉండి, బంగ్లా ఉండి, కారు ఉండి ఉంటే బంధువులందరి దగ్గరికి వస్తూ ఉంటారు కదా, అది ఉంటే రారు అని చెప్తున్నావు నువ్వు. ఓకే, సో బట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఆల్వేస్,
చాలా వరకు రావాలి.
It is not always necessarily true. Okay, we need to maintain quality relationships. Okay, adi dabbu untene vastaru anukovam, that is not an indication. In fact, if someone is coming to you just because you have a car, bungalow and all, or money, it is not a good relationship. Okay, if they are coming to you just because like you need a friend, like the other person also needs a friend, right? If that kind of person you identify, that is the right actually friendship. యాక్చువల్గా మనం అలా ఆలోచించడం కూడా ఉండకూడదు. మనీ, ఇప్పుడు మన దగ్గర మనీ ఉన్నప్పుడే మన దగ్గరికి వస్తారని అలా అని మనం యాక్చువల్గా వీ షుడ్ నాట్ ఈవెన్ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ వే. ఓకే, దే ఆర్ కమింగ్ బికాస్ probably because you are inviting. Okay, without that, why will they come? If they are repeatedly coming to you because you think you have money, you change your thinking perspective. Find out what is their need, why they have been approaching you, maybe for some help. Whether you can help, extend help or not, you see. Okay, so that way you have good friendship even with the person who is coming like that. Okay, you don't need to say, hey, you are coming for just for my money, etc., etc. You don't need to. Okay, that will actually hurt the others, right? People, people don't necessarily need to come just for money, because nowadays everyone can earn their living, right? Mostly, so everyone has self-esteem, so they won't directly come for that. But for good relationships, okay, also people might be coming to you. Think positive, right?
Sir.
Yes, Mahesh.
సార్ ఇంకో చిన్న క్వశ్చన్ అడగొచ్చా?
ఎస్ మహేష్, ఎస్
సార్. ఏంటంటే మనకి భగవద్గీతలో అంటే అంటే భావంలో, అంటే ఒక శ్లోకం కింద భావం ఉంది సార్. ఆ భావంలో ఏముందంటే, ఒక ఆయనకి 24 years ఉంటాయంట. ఆయన మనకి భగవద్గీతలో ముఖ్యంగా మెటీరియల్ బెనిఫిట్స్ అని, ఇంకా సోల్ అని, వీటి గురించి ఎక్కువగా చెప్తారు కదా.
ఓకే,
అంటే మెటీరియల్ బెనిఫిట్స్ ఆర్ నాట్, అంటే అవి శాశ్వతం కాదు, సోల్ ఇలా చెప్తారు కదా సార్. సో ఆయన ఏంటంటే ఆయన అలానే భగవద్గీత చూసి ఇన్‌స్పైర్ అయ్యారో ఏమో గాని, ఆయన 24 ఏళ్ల వయసులో సన్యాసం తీసుకుంటారు సార్.
ఓకే.
అక్కడ ముఖ్యంగా హైలైట్ చేసిన విషయం ఏంటంటే, ఆయనకి 2 పిల్లలున్నారు. ఆయనకొక భార్య ఉంది. అంటే మంచి ఫ్యామిలీ ఉంది ఆయనకి. అయినా సరే వాళ్ళందరిని విడిచిపెట్టేసి ఆయన సన్యాసం తీసుకున్నారు.
ఓకే.
సో ఇక్కడేంటంటే అది పర్ఫెక్ట్‌గా అంటే ఎటువంటి తప్పు కాదు అన్నట్టు భగవద్గీతలో చెప్పబడింది సార్.
ఓకే.
సో మరి ఇక్కడ పేరెంట్స్‌ని వాళ్ళందరిని బాధ పెట్టినట్టు కదా సార్. అంటే పిల్లల్ని వాళ్ళ భవిష్యత్తుని పాడు చేసినట్టుంటే వాళ్ళకొక జ్ఞానం లేకపోతే ఎలా ఉంటది?
ఓకే.
సో అక్కడ అంటే దాన్ని మీరు ఎలా డిఫైన్ చేస్తారు సార్? దాన్ని ఎలా కంక్లూడ్ చేస్తారు? పర్టిక్యులర్‌గా ఆ పాయింట్‌ని.
ఓకే. సో ఇక్కడ రిలేషన్‌షిప్స్ వదిలిపెట్టేసి తను సన్యాసం తీసుకుంటున్నాడు.
యెస్ సార్.
సో
యెస్ సార్. రిలేషన్‌షిప్ అంటే సన్యాసం తీసుకోవడం కష్టం కదా సార్. సన్యాసం అంటేనే రిలేషన్స్‌ని వదిలిపెట్టాలి.
Yes. So he is thinking that his basic aspiration is to find God or whatever. Okay, superpower.
Peace.
Yeah. So with that he is getting peace and happiness, let us say.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is what he is trying to do is to achieve again his basic aspiration, that is happiness.
Yes, sir.
However, he looks like to me as an odd point in the graph. Suppose you plot an XY graph, right?
Yes, sir.
You, I, for example, other students who are here, we are all trying to learn the universal human values, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So human values lo general ga vache data points anni entivi manlaga okay, youngsters, we are trying to achieve our goals, okay, physical facilities to some extent, and then also relationships and also the right understanding for a regular human type attitude. But this is a point. What you are saying is,
అంటే ఇప్పుడు సార్ ఒకవేళ నాకే అనిపించింది
మహేష్, one minute. సో ఇది ఆర్ట్ పాయింటా కాదా?
అంటే అంటే మీరు ఏం చెప్తున్నారు సార్? ఇప్పుడు అంటే మన లైఫ్ లో ఎలా సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలి, ఎలా మేనేజ్ చేసుకోవాలి?
బేసిక్ గా ఈ వ్యక్తి ఏంటంటే he has aspirations to find happiness not in the human things, such as basic physical facilities acquire చేసుకోవడంలో అతనికి ఉండదు. His consciousness, so called his consciousness is telling him to leave all the physical facilities, all the materialistic physical facilities, leave all relationships, okay, find only the some happiness in himself and nothing else.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this person is kind of out of the society.
Yes,
what
sir.
I say at the moment, what I want to say is, again, it is a proposal. You see, this is verify it on your own thought process.
Yes, sir.
He is trying to be out of this perspective of the out of the graph. I am saying manandram okati atanu inkokati anukovali ikkada.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what I am teaching you is how to live a regular human life. Okay, with peace and clarity on understanding oneself, and clarity in the relationships, and clarity in the physical facilities.
Sir,
ఫిజికల్ ఫెసిలిటీస్ మనం ఎక్వైర్ చేసుకోవాల్సినవి, మన గోల్స్ ని వదులుకోకుండానే మనము ఇన్నర్ హార్మోనీతో ఎలా నివసించాలి అనేది నేను చెప్తున్నాను ఇక్కడ. బట్ పర్సన్ వాట్ యువర్ సైటింగ్ ఈజ్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ది గ్రాఫ్. అందుకని అతని గురించి ఇంకా అంతకంటే ఎక్కువ ఏం చెప్పలేం. సరేనా?
అంటే ఆయన మిగతా మనుషుల్లా కాకుండా డిఫరెంట్ మనిషి అన్నమాట.
అవును
సార్. ఇప్పుడు వరకు మనం ఎవరైతే గొప్ప వాళ్ళు అని చెప్పుకుంటున్నామో, ఐ మీన్ సద్గురు కావచ్చు, అంటే స్పిరిచువల్ గా. సైంటిఫిక్ గా గురించి చెప్పాలంటే ఐజాక్ న్యూటన్ కావచ్చు, లేకపోతే ఎలాన్ మస్క్ కావచ్చు, వీళ్ళందరూ
they have led their life.
అంటే మామూలు మనుషులతో కాకుండా డిఫరెంట్ గా గీత బయటికి వెళ్ళి ఆలోచించిన వాళ్ళే కదా సార్.
మామూలు మనుషుల్లో కాకుండా డిఫరెంట్ గా
గీత బయటికి వెళ్ళి ఆలోచించిన వాళ్ళే కదా సార్. ఐ మీన్ సొసైటీ అనేది ఒక గీత గీస్తుంది, మామూలుగా ఒక బౌండరీ పెడుతుంది.
ఓకే, లైన్. ఓకే,
థింకింగ్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ది బాక్స్ అంటారు కదా.
థింకింగ్ అవుట్ సైడ్ బాక్స్ హ్యాస్ డిఫరెంట్ మీనింగ్స్.
అంటే ఐ మీన్ హౌ కెన్ యూ డిఫైన్ దట్? ఐ మీన్ హౌ విల్ యూ డిఫైన్ దట్?
అంటే మనం we think in a perspective. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇన్ సైంటిఫిక్ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ అందరు సైంటిస్టులు ఒకలాగా ఆలోచిస్తుంటే నేను ఇంకొకలాగా ఆలోచించాను అనుకో, ఓకే, దెన్ ఐ డిస్కవర్ సంథింగ్ న్యూ. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈస్ థింకింగ్ అవుట్ సైడ్ ద బాక్స్.
ఎస్ సార్. కానీ అట్ ది సేమ్ టైం మిమ్మల్ని సొసైటీ అంతా వీడు అని పిలుస్తుంది కదా. ఐ మీన్ ఒక అంటే ఒక ఫూల్ అని పిలుస్తుంది కదా సార్.
వెల్, we don't need to worry about that. అంటే బయటకు వెళ్ళి ఒక అతను సన్యాసం తీసుకుంటుంటే తనని they can tag in a different way. Okay,
yes,
but to a person who has left everything, all these materialistic things, he doesn't care. Okay, and why do we need to care? Okay, so we see ultimately whether it is whether he is harmonious or whether I am harmonious or not. Okay,
yes, sir.
Likewise, if I am the person X and everybody is like me, okay, and everybody is at harmony, and this his family stays in harmony, and then his society stays in harmony, and actually nature is in harmony. Okay,
Yes, sir.
So like that we have to think. Okay, all right, Mahesh, let us move forward. Okay, we need to cover some more slides. Okay, so we have to have is this happening at home? Is there a problem with the others that I am dealing with? Okay, we have seen this boat, this video, etc. And then the one more important point is, along with the physical facilities, relationships, we also need right understanding. Okay, right understanding in not only about others. For example, I have my brother, my sister. I have to understand them in a right manner. Okay, that is understanding the other self. But also we have to have understanding in this self, my own self. So my own self also is very, very important. Just now we have seen that video of the monk on the empty boat, right? So what did we find? We found that this right understanding should be, within us first and then the others. So now let us try to find out which one is important first. Which one is important first? Can you tell me of all the three?
Right understanding.
Okay, right understanding is the first one. We have to understand the self of ours first, and then we have to understand the relatives. Okay, and we have to maintain that relationship, okay, with right feelings such as trust, respect, etc. And then about the clarity and the physical facilities. So when we have this order, it is very, very judicious and right actually for having good relationships. But what we have been doing, are we hunting for, are we trying to spend our time on right understanding?
No, sir. We're pursuing our physical facilities.
We are going and hunting for only the physical facilities. We are giving top priority to the physical facilities. Okay, we are not spending any time on right understanding in ourselves, okay, which keeps us happy, and not the right relationships and feelings of etc. We are not spending any time, so we are unable to grow friends and family members and keep them happy. We are not doing that, but what we are mainly doing is acquiring physical facilities such as money, etc., and then house, bungalow, etc. So this needs to change This is the main reason we have the gap between what we want to be and what we are right now. ఇప్పుడు మీ క్లారిటీ వచ్చిందా?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is all of you should respond to me now. Whether all of you have got the clarity that what is the reason for happiness?
Yes, sir.
You
Right.
can say unmute and
Yes, sir.
yes.
Right understanding and good relationships.
Okay. Okay, are also important. I'm not denying that you don't need, I'm not denying that you need physical facilities. You also need physical facilities. Without that, you might feel discomfort. If it is, extremely hot, and if you have a kind of, fan or AC, you might feel, comfortable. So that is a physical facility which may be needed. Okay, we don't know. It also you should have that inner feeling also that okay, I have this pleasant thing God has given, I'm thankful to God. That also is necessary. So along with the physical facility, you need to have right understanding on yourself. Okay, that I have this, I'm thankful to God, so that will keep you happy, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are important. So with this, what we can say is, so if you are not having right understanding and right relationships, then what is it leading to? Okay, it is leading to unhappiness and making also others unhappy if you are not spending any time. Okay, and also if you are not having right understanding on the physical facilities, you are accumulating the stuff, then it will cause deprivation, exploiting and depriving others, so keeping others again unhappy. So you are making others unhappy by doing the effort for physical facilities. So this is not the universal human values. Okay, you should understand this slide very much to identify that how important the universal human values are. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, that clarity is important. So I hope all of you will agree with me in spending your time judiciously and all these things. Okay, so it should keep you in harmony and your relatives in harmony, and the clarity and the right physical facilities. All these three are necessary. Okay, if you have done so, then it will lead you to mutual happiness. That means if you have right understanding in yourself and in your relationships, then you will be mutually happy. And then if you have right understanding and the right physical facilities, you have mutual prosperity. Okay, so this is necessary. This is very much necessary. This is called human consciousness. Okay, human consciousness. So that is what is the idea. Okay, let us move to a different aspect, and you might have already seen this. So okay, basically what is human being? Okay, so the human being is the combination of self and body. Have you seen this coexistence of body and
Yes.
self?
Yes, sir.
Right. I will just quickly go through this before I can move on to my final part of the presentation. So self needs are different and body needs are different. What are body needs? Can you tell me?
The quantitative things, sir, like food,
quantitative things.
air, and sleep. All these comes under body needs.
Okay. Okay. So anything that is intermittent or temporary. Okay. For example, any kind of periodic table, I would like to say in this manner. Periodic table. What is periodic table? Containing elements, right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
every material has elements in it. Is it true or false?
Yes, sir.
True, sir.
Every material has. The air has any elements or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It has some elements.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Air contains some elements.
Yeah, air has any elements or not?
It's a combination of molecules.
Combination of molecules. What are those molecules?
Combination of gases, sir.
What are
O2,
those gases?
H2, all those things.
What are those gases?
O2, H2, and some gaseous water.
Okay, you're not telling the major one.
Nitrogen.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep, yes, sir.
Yeah. Air has nitrogen first, right? And then oxygen. And then
Yes,
later
sir.
will come others, such as CO2, okay, which is a pollutant, basic pollutant, and sometimes sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide. All this could be present, okay? Okay, let's move forward. And H2O also is present, and when evaporates, H2O is water vapor. It's also a gas, right? Anyway, let's move forward.
So why have you example this one?
Yeah, because anything that is intermittent, okay, we need material, right?
Yes, sir.
That is body need. Air is a bodily need, is it not?
Yes, sir. It's true.
It is not soul need, right?
Yes, sir.
It's a body.
Yeah. What is self needs?
Self needs all the feelings. All the feelings comes under self needs.
Okay.
Simply.
Yes. Okay. Can they be quantified?
No, sir. Those are quality things. We cannot
Yeah.
quantify those.
Can I say 1 kilogram of respect I need?
No, sir.
Can I say one mile of trust I need? 1 kilometer of trust I need?
No, sir.
Okay. Can I say 1 second of anger?
No,
We
We
can
cannot
say so.
quantify that. Okay. So basically, they are qualitative. Okay, that's why they are called qualitative, whereas other ones are quantitative. Okay, so let me move forward from this. This is completed, and then we go here. So that is the material. So basically, periodic table I said. So anything that is physically required for our body is a bodily need. Okay, those needs are temporary. Okay, you can say that air is continuously required, but again you have inhalation and exhalation, which are temporary.
Yes, sir.
Temporary. I'm sorry, excuse me. Temporary. Okay, and then the quantitative. They can be quantified. Okay, for so many liters of air I need, etc. Okay, and then in time these self needs are continuous. You need respect continuously, not intermittently. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
At some point of time I need, and so at some point if I don't need, it is not like that. Okay. So they are qualitative, right? So they can be fulfilled by right understanding and right feelings. And these things, bodily needs, can be fulfilled by physico-chemical things, nothing but periodic table, as I said. So we need both. Human being needs the both bodily needs and self needs. Okay. So to understand this, okay, we need to we are actually classifying this into self needs are leading to the consciousness, and the bodily needs are leading to actually materials, requirement for materials, right? So we need to identify the both bodily needs and self needs to fulfill our relationships. For example, to my dad or to my mom, what am I giving? Let us say they are dependent on me. They are very old, let us say. Okay, they are dependent on me. What can I give? I can give them respect. I can give them trust. Okay, the self
You
needs.
can make them happy.
Yeah, to make the self happy, and also bodily needs to make them prosperous. I can give them food. I can give them nice beddings, nice clothes, etc. So yeah, to maintain that good relationship, we need to give the both, not only to my parents who are my close, everything, my relatives also. Whatever I can give, I'm not saying that you give everyone in the world all these things, but at least whatever that right level of fulfillment. What is of expected? For example, a friend is there. What is expected? You give him respect, you give him trust. Okay, and bodily needs, what are those? For example, if let us say suddenly he forgot his pen, bringing to the classroom. Let us say you have an additional pen, you can offer him immediately, so that his needs are fulfilled, and that makes your bond strong. You don't hide your pen. Oh no, I want it for emergency purposes, like that. In that case, where is this right fulfillment? So to have a good relationship, you need to fulfill both these needs, for any one of you who you want to be in relationship, and hence that way you can be, having a good friendship or good relationship. Did you understand how to maintain a good relationship?
Yes, sir.
Yep, yes, sir.
Self needs and bodily needs of your prospective relative. Okay. So that is the essence of this slide. Okay. And one more thing is, you have to have clarity on the basic aspiration. If you don't have clarity on the basic aspiration, and if you are trying to achieve different things, your way of mind is like this, and you will lose your memory if you are disorganized like this. But if you have clarity on the basic aspiration, and if you're working for it with clarity, then your brain will be keeping this, naturally accepting things, and hence you will have proper memory, and you will have right, happiness within yourself, and you will be harmonious. That will keep your brain, in a good, healthy condition. So related to need of the self and related to need of the body, again, this is the mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. Both needs must be satisfied for human being to be fulfilled, okay, to have good relationships. So that is the idea. And the last part is, let me quickly go through it. I have 5 more minutes. So let me quickly go through. So the essential message I already conveyed to you, okay, but basically the same thing again, it is repeating. So in a relationship, you have to understand that these are 4 aspects of the aspects which we need to understand about relationship. Relationship is between oneself and another self, is it not? Oneself and another self relationship.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
Not no other things. Okay, there are feelings in relationship in oneself for the other self. There are feelings. Okay, oka self ki inko self ki feelings untai. Ammo idanu na brother, even na sister, will dad, mom, etla, or he is my friend or she is my friend, atla anamata. So these feelings can be recognized. They can be recognized. Okay, this is very important to know. They can be recognized. They are definite. Those definite feelings are 9, and you might have already been introduced by earlier speakers. Those 9s I will show you soon. Their fulfillment and evaluation leads to mutual happiness. This is important for relationships. This is what actually I told so far, but let us see them. What are those feelings? Okay, if we don't understand those feelings, the relationship is still there, okay, but we are not able to see the relationship. For example, me dad ki no neeku relationship undi, okay, but if you don't understand that this body and self and other things, then a relationship untundi, relationship is still there, but you cannot see that relationship directly. You cannot appreciate the relationship. Are idu na relationship anedi you cannot appreciate. Adu untundi. Okay, for example, let me take this very close example. Tali kattangane bhartaki bharya meda, bharya bharta meda oka rakam relationship untundi, but they don't understand, so they fight every day. How many occasions you might have seen this? Even some of your parents might be fighting even today with each other. Okay, the relationship is there, but they don't have the right understanding, okay, about the relationship. Okay, నేను మీకు ఇప్పుడు చెప్తున్నాను, but still I am in the process of exploring myself. Okay, all these things. We are not able to see the relationship. Okay, we are not able to accept the relationship, and therefore we are not able to fulfill the relationship. This is very much, the problem. Okay, so we have to understand these basic concepts, fundamental reasons. So what are those 9 feelings? Trust, the foundational value. This is very, very important. You have to have trust. Okay, and then respect, affection, care, guidance, reverence, glory, gratitude, love. All these 9 feelings you have been introduced, so I'm not spending time. You need to identify, investigate in you, and then understand, and finally fulfill them. Then only you will have strong relations. Let us understand at least one of those relationships, one of those foundational value, one of those 9 values, that is foundational value, trust. Okay, so trust is everyone like, right? Feeling of trust you like, not mistrust. So natural acceptance is trust. So to have right trust, let's know the definition of trust. Definition of trust is to be assured. What is to be assured? To have the clarity that the other person wants to make you happy and prosperous. Trust అనేది ఏంటిది? నమ్మకం. ఏం నమ్మకం? అవతల వ్యక్తి మనని హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటున్నాడు అని నమ్మాలి మనం. అది ఎలా నమ్ముతాం? మన డాడీని నమ్ముతాం. ఎందుకని? డాడీ నన్ను హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటున్నాడని నమ్ముతాం. మమ్మీని నమ్ముతాం. మమ్మీ మన హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటుందని నమ్ముతాం. కానీ కొన్నిసార్లు ఏమనిపిస్తుంది సడన్ గా, లేదు, డాడీకి నా మీద ఏదో ఉంది తేడా, చాలా నన్ను బాగా బాధపడుతున్నాడు ఈ మధ్య, ఏదో జరిగింది అనుకుంటాం. బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ హీ ఆల్వేస్ వాంట్ టు కీప్ యూ హ్యాపీ. ఓకే, and as a son you also want to keep your dad happy. Unfortunately you are unable to. Endukani? Adi enti problem? Let us try to find out. So let us try to see this. I want to make myself happy. Is it true or not? Have you seen this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, you have seen. Okay, so let me then quickly go over. I want to make myself happy. Okay, correct. And I want to make the others happy. Is it true or not? True or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you also want to make, yeah, and the other wants to make himself or herself happy. Other person
Yes, sir.
wants
True, sir.
Yes, sir.
happy ఉంచాలనుకుంటున్నారు. Yes, we agree with this. The other person wants to make me happy. What do you think for this?
Not all the times.
Yeah, not all the time. Okay, not all the time. So that is the case. So you doubted their intention. You doubted other person intention, right? అతను అవతల వ్యక్తి మనసులో ఏముందో నీకు తెలియదు, మనకు తెలియదు. సో మనం డౌట్ పడతాం, ఓహో అతను నన్ను హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటున్నాడా. సో దిస్ ఇస్ వేర్ ద మిస్ట్రస్ట్ కమ్స్. ఓకే, సో లెట్ us see now. Okay, the point here is now your person X, let us say, and another person, let's take a girl and she is another person. Okay, there is another person like that. There are people. So let us replace you with some X person. You want to make yourself happy. Likewise, Kishore wants to make Kishore happy. Likewise, Radhika wants to make Radhika happy. Okay, but whether now again one more thing is Kishore wants to make me happy. That is not sure, but I want to make Kishore happy. కిషోర్ కూడా అలాగే ఆలోచిస్తాడు కదా నాలాగానే. వెన్ ఐ వాంట్ టు మేక్ అదర్స్ హ్యాపీ, వై నాట్ అదర్స్ వాంట్ టు మేక్ మీ హ్యాపీ? ఇక్కడ అర్థమైందా మీకు పాయింట్?
Yes, sir.
సో వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ పాయింట్?
అంటే మనం ఎలాగైతే ఎదుటి వాళ్ళని హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటున్నామో వాళ్ళు కూడా మనల్ని అలాగే హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలని అనుకుంటారు.
అది. సో దట్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు రియలైజ్. దిస్ పాయింట్ ఈస్ very, very important to realize. I want to make others happy. Likewise, like how you are thinking, others also think the same way. The other person wants to make me happy. You see that slight change in the thinking process. This is important to realize that everyone wants to make you happy. You keep this as a default. Change the default. Default అంటే ఏంటి? మనం ఎప్పుడు అనుకునే విధానం ఏంటి? వాళ్ళు ఎదుటి వాళ్ళు హ్యాపీగా నన్ను హ్యాపీగా ఎందుకు ఉంచాలనుకుంటారు? ఎదుటి వాళ్ళు మన హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకోరు అని అనుకుంటాం. కానీ మనం ఎదుటి వాళ్ళని హ్యాపీగా ఉంచాలనుకుంటాం. సో నువ్వు అనుకున్నప్పుడు నీ ఎదుటి పర్సన్ కూడా అలాగే అనుకుంటాడు కదా, రైట్? So this clarity is important. So intention, don't doubt on others' intention. Okay, don't doubt on others' intention. That is important. And you let us take about the ability. I want to make myself happy, always happy. Anukuntam kada? Yes. Is it by the way, anukuntam gani whether we are able to do it or not? Dear friends, are we there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Satish garu, how much time can I take? A few more minutes time? It's already past 11:30. Okay, probably I will try to complete. Okay, within a few minutes. Okay, so we have seen this part, and I am able to make myself always happy. This is not very sure. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Okay, I'm able to make the other always happy. I'm able to make others always happy. This is also not, we cannot judge, we cannot say. The other is able to make herself or himself always happy. This also we don't know. Okay, the other is able to make me always happy. This is double doubt. The other is always making me happy or not, we don't know. Okay, so basically what is problem, what is this gap? Okay, we intention wise, intentions are ourselves good, likewise everybody's intentions are good. Okay, so do not doubt on the intention. So then if there is no doubt on intention, what is the problem? What is the problem? The problem is with the competence. Okay, I want to get 80 marks. Okay, the intention is good, but whether I'm able to get 80 marks or not, I don't know. Okay, so father beats son, for example, because he is not getting 80 marks or 90 marks or 100 marks. The intention is there, good, but what is wrong? Competence is the problem. What is the competence? His ability, her ability to achieve things. That is the problem. So, but what is the problem in relationships is doubting on the intention is the problem. If you doubt on the intention, you will get angry. But if you doubt on the competence of the problem, then you will have the feeling of helping others. Okay, you will help them. So that is the difference. Have you got my point?
Yes, sir.
Got it.
Yeah. ఇంటెన్షన్ ఎదుటి వాళ్ళ ఇంటెన్షన్ మీద డౌట్ పెట్టుకోవద్దు. ఇంటెన్షన్ మీద డౌట్ పెట్టుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది, వాళ్ళ మీద కోపం వస్తుంది. వాడు అలా చేయాలనుకోవట్లేదు, ఇలా చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాడు అలా కాదు. వాడు చెయ్యలేకపోతున్నాడు అంటే ఏమవుతుంది, మీరు జాలి పడతారు. జాలిపడి, కోపం తెచ్చుకోకుండా జాలిపడి ఆ జాలి మీద మీరు హెల్ప్ చేస్తారు. దెన్ యూ విల్ హెల్ప్ హిమ్. సో దెన్ యువర్ రిలేషన్షిప్ విల్ బిల్డ్ అప్. ఇఫ్ యూ డౌట్ ఆన్ ది ఇంటెన్షన్, కోపం తెచ్చుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది, రిలేషన్షిప్ బ్రేక్ అవుతుంది. అదే కాంపిటెన్స్ మీద ఓకే తనకు చేయలేకపోతున్నాడు పాపం అనుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది, యూ విల్ హెల్ప్ హిమ్. ఇన్ దట్ వే రిలేషన్షిప్ బిల్డ్ అవుతుంది. యూ సీ ద డిఫరెన్స్? సో దట్స్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుందాము. ఇక్కడ ది అబౌట్ మై సెల్ఫ్. ఇప్పుడు మీ చేతిలో నుంచి ఒక గ్లాస్ పగిలిపోయింది అనుకుందాం. వాట్ డూ యూ సే? అరే గ్లాస్ పగిలిపోయింది. ద గ్లాస్ బ్రోక్ బై యాక్సిడెంట్.
It happened accidentally.
Yeah. Whereas if other broke the glass, then what do you say? వాడు పగలగొట్టాడు గ్లాస్. వాడు పగలగొట్టేసాడు. వాడు పగలగొట్టాడు, ఆ అమ్మాయి పగలగొట్టేసింది. అంటే చేతిలోంచి పగిలిపోయిందే అరే రే అని అంటలేదు, వాడు పగలగొట్టాడు, అమ్మాయి పగలగొట్టింది అంతే, అట్లా అంటున్నావు. సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్? దట్ మీన్స్ యూఆర్ డౌటింగ్ ఆన్ ద ఇంటెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ ద అదర్ పర్సన్. నీ చేతిలో 100 సార్లు పగిలినా కూడా యూ నెవర్ డౌట్ యువర్ ఇంటెన్షన్. డూ యూ డౌట్ యువర్ ఇంటెన్షన్?
No, sir.
100 సార్లు పగిలినా కూడా మీ చేతిలో మీ ఇంటెన్షన్, మిమ్మల్ని మీరు కవర్ చేసుకుంటారు. కానీ ఎదుటివాడు చేతిలో రెండోసారి మూడోసారి పగిలిందంటే ఇక అడిగి అయిపోయింది జాతర మీ చేతిలో. సో లైక్ దాట్ ది అదర్ పర్సన్ వచ్చేసరికి అది యాక్సిడెంట్ కాదు, అది ఏంటంటే ఇంటెన్షన్. సో డు నాట్ డౌట్ ద ఇంటెన్షన్ ఆఫ్ అదర్ పర్సన్. యూ ట్రై టు హెల్ప్. మేబీ అతని చేతుల్లో ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉందేమో, పాప అతనికి ఏదైనా డిసీజ్ ఉందేమో, అతని చేతులు వణుకుతూ ఉంటాయేమో, అతను ఏదో గెస్ట్ ఇంటికి వచ్చాడు కాబట్టి అతను ఏదో సంథింగ్ ఏదో తేడా వచ్చేసి ఇలా ఫీల్ అవుతుంది, అలాంటిది ఉండదు. సో అట్లా ఉండాలి, అట్లా ఉంటేనే దెన్ యూ విల్ బిల్డ్ అప్ రిలేషన్షిప్, అదర్వైజ్ యూ విల్ బ్రేక్ ద రిలేషన్షిప్. ఓకే, సో doubt on intention, this is the summary. Doubt on intention is a major reason for problems in relationships. Okay, so don't doubt their intentions, doubt their competence. It's okay, you help them, and while helping them you also try to understand, you try to improve your competence, try to improve the other person's competence, and also you improve your competence also. What you don't know that there's a problem with your level of thinking. Okay, so andukani, so I evaluate myself on the basis of intention? No. I evaluate on the basis of the competence? Yes, that is what is necessary. Okay, so self reflection, if you doubt on the intention, then there are so many problems. Okay, get irritated, get angry, having the feeling of opposition, ivanni BCD ఎన్ని ఎప్పుడు వస్తాయి? ఇంటెన్షన్ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్. వెరాజ్ జస్ట్ ట్రై టు ఇంప్రూవ్ హిస్ కాంపిటెన్స్ అన్నమాట, ఇది ఎప్పుడు కాంపిటెన్స్ మీద వస్తే. ఓకే, సో ఇఫ్ వి ట్రస్ట్ ఆన్ ఇంటెన్షన్ యూ విల్ రెస్పాండ్. ఓకే, యూ విల్ రెస్పాండ్, కొంచెం ఏదో హెల్ప్ చేస్తావు. ఇఫ్ యూ డౌట్ ఆన్ ఇంటెన్షన్ యూ విల్ రియాక్ట్. రియాక్ట్ అంటే కోపంగా బిహేవ్ చేయటం, రెస్పాన్స్ అంటే హెల్ప్ చేయటం. ఓకే, సో దిస్ ఈజ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎసెన్షియల్. Okay, so all this is the summary of that. So trust is that, trust, once again the definition of trust is to have the clarity that the other person wants to make me happy and prosperous. Every person has the same thing and you don't doubt intention. So the summary is totally today is, this is the last slide, our efforts are to be happy and prosperous. To be happy and prosperous, we need physical facilities, relationships, and right understanding. Human being is a coexistence of self and body. Okay, so self means consciousness, body means material. Okay, these needs, actually these needs both must be fulfilled, okay, to have good relationships. Okay, that's what is the summary. Okay, this is the end of my talk. So I'd like to thank organizers and also the administration of IIIT Srikakulam for giving me this valuable opportunity to spread the good human values. Okay, I thank you all for your patient listening. Okay, if you have any questions I can take for some time, and then there is a meeting at 12 o'clock with you MME students only at or with you friends at this stage on the MME department. I am from the Metallurgical Materials Engineering department, so it will join again. So please, if you have any questions I can answer.
Sir, I have a question. Can I ask you, sir?
Yes.
Sir, do we have to frame an opinion on others or not? I mean, is framing an opinion on others is a good thing or a bad thing? That's what I want to know.
Well, whether you like it or not, sometimes these opinions come into our mind. We cannot resist. That is an involuntary process. What I think is like this. So if they come, if they are concerning to you, you can form opinions, which will help you resolve your, resolve your thought process. Okay, why do you form opinions? Because you want to have a relationship, right? There is some kind of feeling. So if you want to have a relationship, then you have to understand that person. So this understanding begins from opinion, but actually this opinion keeps changing based on the database that you are generating with time. With time, opinions change. So perhaps these are involuntary processes going on in our brain, and I don't know how much you can restrict them if you want to restrict also. But basically, do not doubt the intentions of others. Whether that opinion is, that person is bad person, that person is person, that person is a lazy person, that person is poor person, or that person is rich person. Oh, this is good, and she is a very courageous girl. All these opinions, these are like involuntarily happening actually in mind. Perhaps you don't need to pay attention to them unless you want to have a relationship with that person. Okay, Prasad?
Sir?
Did I understand? Did I answer your question? Who asked that question?
Me, sir.
Okay. Did I answer your question? Opinions?
Then we don't have to frame any opinion on others. Am I right, sir?
Frame opinion. If you want, well, you are intentionally doing it, or is it happening by naturally?
So actually, I asked this question why, because yesterday I watched a video of Sadhguru. He always says that if we frame an opinion on others, then we behave with others depend upon that opinion. If we don't frame any opinion on others, then we always tend to make them happy, whether they behave good with us or behave bad with us. That's not the matter.
Now, can you restrict that? How can you stay neutral without that? That process, whether you want to frame opinion, do you do it by force, or does it happen naturally? It happens naturally, right? This formation of opinions, right? So this, I don't know if you can restrict them or not, but don't force it based on the appearance. Think about another person. Okay, again, a person means both body and self. What you are seeing is the body or materialistic things. By that you will form an opinion, and also by talking to him you will also form some self opinions about the other self. Okay.
Yep. Yes,
so opinions are naturally occurring in your brain. You are not forcing. Okay, you are a person and you are seeing different people. Okay, you are not forcibly forming opinions. What to my perspective, they are naturally occurring, and hence you cannot stop them. But don't act as per the opinion, as per such opinions which are formed without knowing for a reasonable amount of time. Okay, you want to have a relationship with that person, then you have to work as per the competence, but not as per the intentions. That way you can build a right relationship with that person. Okay.
Okay, so you're saying we have to frame the opinion, but we don't have to behave with them depend upon that opinion.
I am not saying you to frame opinion. They are naturally occurring. Those are voluntary processes happening.
If we can,
Prasad, if they are not voluntary, you don't do it by force. Don't form opinions by force.
Okay, sir.
Do not form opinions by force.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, you have something to say more, Prasad?
No, sir.
Sir, can I ask something?
Yeah, Lokesh.
Sir, అంటే ఒక గుడ్ రిలేషన్ అన్నారు కదా సార్.
ఎస్.
సో అంటే ఒక గుడ్ రిలేషన్ కి మధ్యలో సారీ అనే వర్డ్ అవసరమా?
వెల్, సారీ అనే పదం అవసరమా అంటే నువ్వు that pleases the other person if the other person is hurt because of something that happened.
అంటే రైట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉండాలి అన్నారు కదా.
Sorry అనేది ఎందుకు వస్తుంది? There is something happened by which the other person is hurt. If the other person is hurt, okay, and you identified that, so how do you fulfill to maintain relationship? You will say sorry. If you don't say sorry, okay, you can other words explain and convince that about the situation. Okay, but saying a sorry is is an instantaneous word which will first, at least the other person will start listening to you when you say sorry.
Okay.
Without saying sorry, that the other person's mind will not even accept what you are giving, that explanation, a convincing evidence you are giving. If that brain won't accept. In that case, whatever the effort that you make to please the other person may not be fulfilled.
అంటే ఒక మంచి రిలేషన్ అనేది ఆల్రెడీ ఉంటే, అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉంటే అవతల వ్యక్తి ఎలాగో అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు కదా.
If the other person already knows to listen you, then you need to say sorry. You can explain what happened. But to one person, you can always say sorry first and then you can explain. Okay, there is no problem in saying sorry. That keeps you as a socially elevated person. If you think that the other person is hurt, and if you start saying sorry and then explain the situation, you will always be seen as a higher order person in the society. Okay, there is nothing wrong in saying sorry to maintain that relationship.
And
sometimes other person is wrong, then also you can say sorry. Okay, then also people will realize that after some time, and the bond will be much more strong. In fact,
ఈగో అనేది ఉంటుంది కదా సార్, అంటే మనం సారీ చెప్పేంత వరకు అది యాక్సెప్ట్ చేయలేం. ఆ టైంలో రిలేషన్ బ్రేక్ అయ్యే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది కదా.
అవును అవును, అందుకని టు మెయింటైన్. yes we can. Sir Ramya, you have something?
Yes sir. Yes. Sir, our relationships are always depends upon the priority, right? Generally we give most priority for our family members. What happens if our family members becomes our weakness?
I could not hear the question properly, Ramya. What if our family members?
Sir, you can see clearly on chat box.
I'm sorry, Ramya. I'm unable to hear. Voice is somehow, there is some problem.
Okay, sir. Relationships always depends upon the priority. Family members, friends, etc.
Okay.
Priority we prepare is our family members.
Okay.
We can say that our family members is our strength and supporting members. And my question is, what we have to do if our family members became as our weakness in many situations, whatever the cause may be, then what we have to do? How to strengthen ourselves without depending upon anyone?
Yeah, first of all, who is thinking that that is a weakness? Our family members, the relationship is our weakness. Who is thinking like that?
Sir, if someone doesn't support
you are thinking?
Yes sir, I am thinking.
Why do you have to think like that?
Because of my family.
The weakness is nothing but the strength.
How can, sir, if they doesn't support us in some situations, how can we say that?
Okay, in some situations they do not support you. That's what you think is weakness.
Yes, sir.
Well, they do not support you for a reason, right? You should address that reason, and you have to have a dialogue with your relatives and resolve that issue by having proper understanding, right understanding. That's what I'm saying, stressing. Right understanding is important.
Yes sir, not in only my case, in many families the parents are quarreling with each other and they doesn't show some more importance to their children, and they won't understand their feelings and emotions. Then how to strengthen ourselves, sir?
Okay, there is a video, a nice video I can share with your teacher. Perhaps your teacher can forward you. we think sometimes at this age, as youngsters, at your age, we think that parents are not understanding us. In fact, the understanding should begin from us. Okay, that is again doubting on the intentions of the parents. That is not right. Actually, if they are unable to understand, that is not the intention problem, that is the competence problem. That means parents are not realizing your issue. So what you have to do, you have to help them identifying your thoughts on how to convince them, and what is that important thing that you're thinking. First of all, at this age, mostly what happens is actually it is the children's who are not understanding, and parents have better understanding because they have grown up and crossed our ages, right? So their understanding is much better than our understanding. So there should be a dialogue between the two. Okay, in having that this kind of resolving the issues. Okay, so Ramya, you can take my phone number and call, or you can email me. Okay, I can respond to you. Okay, I guess there is a talk at 12 o'clock. We'll I have to get ready for that as well. Okay, so we'll have more conversation on this. Okay. So, any last question from you?
Sir, can I ask?
Mahanti, yeah, last question.
సార్ ఇప్పుడు మనం చూసుకుంటే మంచి రిలేషన్షిప్స్ అన్ని హోల్డ్ అయ్యాయి, కానీ మనం ఒక్కసారి పేపర్ ఓపెన్ చేస్తే దెర్ ఆర్ నంబర్ ఆఫ్ సూసైడ్స్.
ఓకే,
అంటే అక్కడ మనం సొసైటీని బ్లేమ్ చేయాలా లేకపోతే ఆ పర్సన్ ని బ్లేమ్ చేయాలా?
వెల్, this is kind of tough question. Depends on individual to individual. Suicides are never encouraged, first of all, and there should be a right understanding about oneself. Sometimes overestimation of oneself. Okay, about over evaluation. There are three things: over evaluation, under evaluation, and right evaluation. For a person, suicides can be caused by lack of right understanding. That means right evaluation undali. Over evaluation can lead to ego. Under evaluation leads to depression, and this depression can cause suicides. Sometimes this fluctuation happens between over evaluation and under evaluation regarding oneself. Mahanti, ఓవర్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్, అండర్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ మధ్యలో తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాడు పర్సన్. ఆ రెండిట్ల మధ్యలో తిరుగుతుండడం మూలన ఇగోకిన్ను డిప్రెషన్, కొన్నిసార్లు ఇగో వస్తుంది, నేను చాలా గొప్పవాడిని అని, ఇంకోసారి డిప్రెషన్ వస్తుంది. ఓకే, రైట్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఉంటే ఇవేమీ రావు, సూసైడ్లు ఉండవు. కానీ ఈ రెండిట్ల మధ్యలో తిరగడం వలన చివరికి వచ్చేసరికి దే కాజ్ ది సూసైడ్స్. ఓకే, సో it is about right understanding, what I can say. And also society anedi, first of all, if one has right understanding in oneself, society will always help. Okay, so suicides come from self. Okay, so self understanding is important first. Okay,
thank you.
Okay, then yes Himoti, yeah, last. I cannot hear you.
Hello?
Yes, I know, yes.
So, manishiki good relation అనేది ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని చెప్తారు కదా సార్.
మనిషికి గుడ్ రిలేషన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఎస్.
మరి బ్యాడ్ రిలేషన్స్ ని గుడ్ రిలేషన్స్ గా కన్వర్ట్ చేసుకోవడం మంచిదా లేకపోతే వాళ్ళని నెగ్లెక్ట్ చేయడం మంచిదా సార్?
ఓకే, వెరీ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్. ఓకే, బ్యాడ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ ని గుడ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ గా మార్చుకుని, ఓకే, హౌఎవర్ ఫస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టు డిసైడ్ క్లియర్లీ వెదర్ యూ వాంట్ టు చేంజ్ దట్ ఆర్ నాట్. చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్, ఇది రైట్ ఎవాల్యుయేషన్ అబౌట్ ద అదర్ పర్సన్. అలాంటి పర్సన్ తో నువ్వు ఇక నుంచి లైఫ్ లో లాంగ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ లో ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నావా లేదా అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. If you don't think that person it's worth spending time on that person, then cut it off. Okay, then you don't need to recover that relationship. But if you want to have the relationship, then you build and work on everything. Okay, so this is very important to decide first. Okay, decision making law, you can take not only your self opinion but your friends and family members also. Okay, and then after that you take a decision, because subjective decisions are not good always. Objective decisions అంటే వేరే వాళ్ళ ఒపీనియన్ లో కూడా అర్థం చేసుకుని ఈ ఉండొచ్చు అనే టైప్ డెసిషన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు దెన్ you can continue recovering that bad relationship to good relationship, because sometimes we don't know the problem within us. If I change, that relationship will be good. Bad relationship అయిపోయింది ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే, బ్యాడ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ రికవర్ చేయొచ్చు. నేను బ్యాడ్ అయితే నేను మారిపోయాను, మంచిగా మారిపోయాను, ఐ కెన్ కంటిన్యూ, నో ప్రాబ్లం. బట్ ఇఫ్ ద అదర్ పర్సన్, ఓకే, యాజ్ పర్ ద ఆబ్జెక్టివ్ ఒపీనియన్, ఇప్పుడు 10 మంది 100 మంది వాడు వద్దు అని చెప్పారనుకో, నీకు ఒక్కదానికే కాదు అని ఉందనుకో, దెన్ 100 మంది చెప్పినప్పుడు దానికి ఎదురుగా వెళ్తున్నావు అంటే దేర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ రాంగ్ అని అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. సో సచ్ రిలేషన్షిప్ ఈస్ నాట్ వెరీ గుడ్ ఐడియా టు కంటిన్యూ. బట్ ఇఫ్ that the other person is good, you have something wrong, then you change and you recover that relationship, the bad and good cheskuni, then you can continue that relationship.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you, sir. Shall we conclude the session?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. You have very effectively focused on what we want to be, what we are, and some of the other points also. Something more is required over and above facility. Suitable examples are provided for the better understanding of relationships, and you also focus with the best videos about the quality of relationships which leads to the happy life. And you also mentioned about the state of relationships and how to maintain the relationship with our neighbors, friends, and among the family members, and also explained how to control the emotions and human consciousness. And more, the important thing is you are able to make us understand what is human being and what is our role, and what are our feelings and how to control ourselves. And you also told about myself and about others. Thank you, sir, by explaining very briefly and effectively with the suitable examples. And also I am very thankful from behalf of the RGUKT that you are enough patient to respond each and every doubts and clarified all the doubts which are raised by our students. Thank you, sir, for the effective presentation and the productive information to our students.
Thank you, Dr. Satish, for that kind summary and concluding remarks.
Thank you, sir. So we will wait for the next